This is a GE front-loading washer, WSSH300G1WW. It recently stopped working. There's no lights. Nothing seems to work. There's no indication that it has power. So I'm going to take it apart, see what we can find. So you press the buttons, you got nothing. Okay. This is the washer with the cover off and the panel removed. The top cover comes off very easily. There are two screws near the top in the back. You can see the little tabs there. And the control panel comes off fairly easily. Just a couple of screws. I'll show you that in a sec. You have one screw on the top here. You have the same on the other side. And then over on the soap dispenser side, you have a screw here, which you'll see from the outside, and you'll also see two soap dispenser screws down here. Okay, here's the soap dispenser. It's already out. There's a little button right here that says push, and if you push that, then the soap dispenser will release and you can pull it out just like I have it here. And this shows the cable harness, of course, already out. There were some cable ties on here. I had to cut them. There were two of them that hold the harness to the circuit board, so I had to cut them off. And I'll show you how to put it together. Here's the electrical power coming in from the back. So there's an electrical connector. I checked that kind of first. You know, it's like, well, what's the chances of that? So I checked that. That wasn't it. That routes around, brings electrical power directly over to this connector on its way to the circuit board. And I pulled that out and I put it back in, and that didn't help. So this is the circuit board that's flipped over, and what I noticed was right here, there are three little vias, and there were dark little like dendritic growth, sort of like little metallic branches of a tree almost, spreading over to the vias which are nearby. When I removed that, the problem seemed to have gone away. What I noticed was I did a quick test. I plugged it into the electrical power. I simply connected power over to this connector here. That's the only one. And then what I noticed while I was right there in front of the washer was that these little LEDs over here came on and started changing state, which was kind of good news. So we'll see if that fixes the problem. When I first took the panel apart, I wasn't really watching what I was doing, and after I took this little white piece off, I flipped it over and all these pieces fell out. They just fall right out. I hope they just go right back together. So I also had difficulty getting off the larger knob, and so here's the smaller knob. This one actually just popped off. I used a wrench to get it off, but I pulled it off with a little pair of pliers. And this one I just could not get off, and I really tugged on it pretty hard and it just would not come off. So to get the large knob off, I removed the entire assembly from the back, and the knob disconnected when I did that. So as I removed this entire assembly here, it disconnected from the large selector switch right there. As I took this thing apart, this little piece right here fell out, and fortunately it is keyed in both directions, so I think you can only put it on in one way. So this little piece appears to have a little key. You see that little notch right there? That fits right in there. So this can only go in one way that way on the white piece. And then over here, this piece seems to only fit one way. When you take this thing and rotate it, see this big notch up here? See right that big piece right there? So when you put this in and you rotate it, it only fits in like that. So let's see where that notch is now. It's right there. It's on the left side. So I'm going to try to rotate a little bit and try to do it again. Try to get it to go in. Won't go in. It won't go in. Won't go in. Won't go in. It's in. So this also is keyed and only goes in one way. So we're going to put the white piece over top of this guy and do it again. Okay, I put the white plastic housing over top of the circuit board, and it snaps in place with these little catches right here. It's very easy to do. Okay, I'm going to put in all of these little buttons that popped out and the springs, and I'm going to load it into this front piece here where they go. They're going to go right in there, and then we're going to try to put the thing back together and see what happens. Let's see. As I was putting these buttons in, I realized they are also keyed, so they only go in one way as well. I think there's 4 of the same type, and then the other ones seem to be different. So you really can't mix them up. It's really kind of foolproof, so that's also good. I placed this little piece in here first. Seems to be the way to do it. So you put that in first, and then you put the assembly in on top of it. I'm going to connect the black housing right on top of there. It's going to snap into place. That housing snapped right on there, no problem. Just click, done. To put the circuit board assembly into the white housing, I tilted the top half here in first and then leaned this down over to try to line it onto the selector little rod there, and just kind of fooled with it a little bit, and then it fell right on, except it wasn't fully inside here. So then I just turned the knob until it just fell right in. Click. Now it's in there. And it really wasn't hard to do. Okay, I got all the screws back in. It just kind of snaps together pretty easily. And I tested the buttons. So on the other side, get it back together. Rotary switch. This should only go up to the top. This should only go down to there. That's great. Looks good. Let's put it back together. Okay, we have the control panel reconnected. It's not really fully assembled, but all the connectors are plugged in. I just wanted to show you that. So I wanted to show you there's sort of a lighter green connector on the left here, and this is a dark green. It's really hard to see because of the lighting, but that's a dark green. That's the main AC power. and the one down there is a lighter green, so you can distinguish between the two. Then you got this little white one that has 3, one that has 4. That one was 3. Comes on over, and there's one extra connector over there. And I had to cut those 2 cable ties right there and right there. Okay, we're ready to try it, so I'm going to hand this. Got some help here, and try to take a picture of just like that. And I'm going to stand over here because this is where I got to plug it in. This is just kind of awkward. Okay, we're going to see what happens.
Oh, it's on. That's good.
How do you... Yeah, so you getting that?
Yeah. See.
Cool. Okay, what do? You hit start?
Yeah, of course you have to hit the start.
Sounds
and
like
then the water is good.
The door
locked. Yeah, but it's wait. I'll see.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. It looks like
it works.
that little bit of dendritic growth there on that component seemed to have caused the entire board to stop functioning. So I'd get out a toothbrush, scrub that thing, look at it under a microscope, and maybe just get lucky. All right. Thanks for watching.